Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So today I wanted to have a discussion on one theme that I hope that they will actually use in Volume 6, since it was brought up that multiple themes will actually be used that were not used before in RWBY. So there's one theme in particular that stands out to me, and I'd really like to go into it a bit. So sit back, relax, I hope you all enjoy. Let's go ahead and jump right on into this discussion. So, considering that at the New York Comic Con, it was announced by Barbara that there would be multiple themes that would be put into RWBY that have not been used before. Now, what they meant by themes was storytelling themes. And it's already good enough to hear that we're going to have more of these in Volume 6, in which I hope that they really do stick true to that. I hope that Volume 6 does have multiple themes. But the one that really is something I want to see more of is the theme of characters questioning what they believe in or their morality. I think that this would be a good conflict to really start to actually approach, and I feel it should have actually been sooner than this point in time, but I think that Volume 6 could really start to actually hammer that in there. And when I look at how Yang actually reacted to Ozpin and how he had used his own magic to turn her mother and her uncle into birds, obviously that's something that made her kind of start to question him. And due to this could have other characters start to have their own doubts as well when it comes to Ozpin and what he wants. And what I would like to see out of this, it's not just related to Ozpin, but in general, I would like to see characters have inner conflicts with what they believe in, with what they see as moral and immoral. I think that this could really challenge the characters, their wants and their goals, and maybe even shift it to something else. Because when I look on things, and when I look at each of these characters, we should be seeing some of this conflict. And I think that one part of this will actually be with Ozpin. And the reason why I say one part of this will be because of Ozpin is because Ozpin has been lying to everyone that is allied with him. He has kept them in the dark about things, and there are still parts that he has kept in the dark that characters don't know about. And as we are starting to see that because of his deceptive ways, Raven herself started to try to tell Yang and Weiss not to trust him, because anyone who does trust him is apparently a fool in her eyes. So that's a big thing right there, and that could make any other characters wonder and think that maybe I'm not doing the right thing fighting with Ozpin. Maybe what I think is right could be wrong, and what could be wrong to me could be right. And it kind of goes to the idea of us as people, because when you think about people, in reality, there are times where we will doubt ourselves. We will doubt what we believe in. We will doubt in the path that we are taking because we feel that it may not be right. And then we have a conflict because we may struggle with trying to continue down this path or going to a new one that we may not know or understand very well. And I think that with this is something we need to see within these characters. I think that the characters really need to start having this challenging mentality, just being not necessarily their own enemy, but more so inner conflicts that they have to overcome, that they may struggle with. And I do hope to really see this. And maybe Volume 6 can really work on this very well. And when you think about it, considering that we did get news in this area, and this kind of gives me a little bit of hope if it turns out to go this way. Still a big if. But considering that they're talking about how RWBY herself is going to be more hardened as a character. Now, this makes me think that maybe, considering that she's going to be more hardened as a character, as they stated, that we may see more of an inner conflict with RWBY, that maybe she herself wonders if she's taking the right path, that maybe she could start to doubt certain things, and maybe even the whole conflict with her mother, considering that we have not seen that yet, maybe that could be another inner conflict that she would have to deal with. And I would like to see this. I would like to see RWBY have to go through these problems, see her challenge herself on what she believes in, and maybe even doubt herself. Because to see her doubt herself and to go through these struggles, I think would be a very good thing to see for a change. And considering that this story could also be like a coming-of-age story for RWBY, we could start to see her character start to lose her innocence a bit, and even realize the hardship of the world, considering that the world is not an easy place to live in, and even in reality, it can be hard for people. And we've seen this through other characters and what they've gone through, so I would like to see her actually see the world with its issues, but I'd also like to see other characters have their own inner struggles, their own turmoil that they have to try to come to terms with. I think that this would be a very good thing to see, just to see other characters really have something that they struggle with. And in a sense, if you think about it, some of this has kind of been foreshadowed to a degree, and you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean that some of this has been foreshadowed? Well, if you take a look at some of the RWBY soundtracks, there are a few songs that actually start to kind of give you an idea of this foreshadowing of the idea that characters are going to struggle with either inner conflicts or actually themselves. Now, here are the two songs that I want to take a look at. The first song is Divide, so let's take a look at some of these lyrics for a second. Divide them, tear them apart, sever their trust, it will strangle their hearts. Inside them, plant seeds of doubt, hope will be smothered, they'll turn on each other. Hatred will sprout, suspicion and doubt, friendships deny while allegiances die. Now, this song is directed more towards Ozpin because of his deceptive nature and how he's lied to people who have allied up with him to actually try to help save the world, as he says. And considering that you think about the lies that he creates and lies in general, it will tear his whole entire group apart, and it will sever their trust. As a matter of fact, it creates doubt because they will doubt him because Ozpin's telling them, oh hey look, we're doing this to save the world, when they could doubt what he actually says, and some characters may align with him and some characters may not, because they will then have their ideas of what is good and what is evil challenged. And then that makes them question, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right way to go? And some characters may still align with Ozpin, some may align with Salem, and then some may just leave in general, which then will mean that friendships will be denied and allegiances will die. So that's one thing in the song Divide to actually take a look at, but we have another song to actually look at that really could make characters have an inner conflict, and that song would be It's Time to Say Goodbye. Now let's take a look at some of these lyrics. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things we loved and the innocence of youth, with the doubt in our minds why we chose this life, and at times we can't help wondering, were we born to fight and die, sacrifice for one huge lie? Are we heroes keeping peace, or are we weapons pointed at the enemy so someone else can claim a victory? You see, that can make them even think that maybe they're nothing more than a weapon for somebody to use, only seen as a tool and nothing more than that, just to help someone else claim victory. And if you really think about the lyrics of these songs, they really are foreshadowing not just the fact of what seems like a character using others, but it also foreshadows the fact that these characters could really struggle internally. And I hope that this can really follow what the songs were really telling us, because that could really show us more within the plot. It could show us more with what each character may actually feel. And I think that it could create tension, and good tension at that, because then maybe some things could happen outside of the realm of what we may think for what they may actually do. And I would like to see some inner turmoil between some of them. I'd like to see some of the characters have these problems, have these questions about themselves and about what they want. But I think the theme of the characters questioning their own morality would be a great thing. But anyways, I'll be back again on Tuesday. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and share this with your friends if you found this informative or useful. Well, anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.